Well, the start of the B20 process, a key part of the overall G20 effort by India, which holds presidency, is absolutely key in bringing together economies of the world. There are a fresh set of concerns and challenges. How exactly are world leaders, business leaders addressing that? Mr. Munjal, a very special guest, joins me now. Thanks so very much for speaking to us. I think when we look at the B20 process, it's well beyond India. It's what India offers the world. It's what the world needs to do. Resilient supply chains are a problem. What needs to be addressed?
One of the things you have to appreciate is how India has taken hold of the process, both G20 and B20, and almost started to own the process. I'm not sure any country has put in so much effort, time, and resources into running this process. So the one good thing is that India involved not just the G20 nations, but also involved others. And for each of the areas, the B20 took a very, very significant role this time in taking on things like digital literacy, disparity, issues to do with gender disparity, with poverty, energy transition, and a whole host of areas which are critical for the world today. So I think we have to give full marks to the way the process is run. The challenge now is how do you convert these ideas into action on the ground? Because the B20's role is to give recommendations and suggestions to the government. It is the G20 which is supposed to put these into a policy framework for themselves.
Sustainable growth is more than a mantra. It just has to be done. The business community has a huge role if we are going to meet our targets for Paris and onwards. Could you tell us about how that's very much a focus?
It is. Along with things like digitization and use of technology, one of the big key areas is the focus on sustainability. And how do you switch from where we are into a much more sustainable model, into literally a zero carbon model. And one recommendation which has been made by one of the task forces, which is led by Uday Kotak, is to ask all businesses across the globe to contribute 0.2% of their profits to create a pool and where the resources are only used for creating a much cleaner ecosystem for the globe.
Wonderful speaking to you. I must ask you one more question, a question on digitalization. Now, India leads the world in that sense in terms of what we've achieved. What are some of the India models which you see a lot of G20 business leaders looking at?
So there are two or three things. One is digital use for public service. India is way ahead of any other country. And we've done it at a fraction of the cost at which most other countries do. Building things like the India Stack, which allows you to write education, healthcare, payment services. Also things like the UPI, India's payment system, the ability to transfer digital payments instantly at no cost. We are the only country on the planet which is able to do this today. And India has already started to share this with some of the other countries. And I'm quite confident that this will become a role model for most parts of the world, if not the entire world.
Thanks, sir. Thank you very much for speaking to us.
You.
Thanks very much indeed.
Thank you.
Well, as you can see over there, Mr. Munjal speaking about the entire B20 process.